When you're not in it, you don't really look. I've seen it. I see a few. I've seen a few ties. I think Malden got
Yeah, they got
Waltham Abbey. I
Wolf from
think.
Abbey, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit pissed with that one. Do you know what I mean? Didn't want, don't want people, when you're in the FA Cup, you don't want people from your same league, do you?
No, yes.
In all fairness, you'd rather have somebody, well, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel you always want somebody that is, somebody you've never played before or somebody you don't often play.
What's the highest league in it?
Two at the minute, isn't it?
Step two, yeah.
Yeah, the big boys don't come into the next round.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, if nothing else. It'll be a tight game, I think, as well.
Yeah, Waltham Abbey are flying at the moment, aren't
They're like saying stupid 10 unbeaten or something, no, from last season.
Yeah, I was there watching them play Whittam last Tuesday, and it's probably one of the best performances I've seen. I thought they were absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding, yeah.
The draw, was it a draw? Was it a draw 1-0?
2-1, yeah.
They went 2-1. Yeah.
Their pitch is a joke, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, their pitch is just, it looks like, I mean, I go past it every day because I live in the Abbey. And literally you go past it over the M25 bridge and it physically looks like a 3G surface every time you go over the bridge. And it's just, it is incredible. Considering it used to look like Southend Beach before.
Yeah, done well over there.
Yeah. So it looks, don't look too bad at the minute. 2 seconds, just trying to getting Facebook to work on my own phone. Hampton Richmond Borough got the tie that I really wanted for the Abbey. They got Merthyr Town.
That's a long trip, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely people though. Have you ever been up there? The ground?
Nah.
Phenomenal ground.
I see it's Worthing drew, didn't they? Two with Jersey Bulls. They've got is it tomorrow night, isn't they?
Yeah.
Flew over there, a couple of the boys who used to play with Concord were over there and got the flight over there. It's a good away day that.
It's a good result for Jersey though, in all fairness.
Yeah, 2-2, yeah. I think they're gonna struggle away to travel and step 4, aren't they, Jersey Bulls?
I don't know.
Yeah, step 4 now, yeah.
Oh, they got promoted. They got promoted, didn't they? Yeah.
They basically took Guernsey's place, didn't they? In the really, they sort of almost swapped over. One slipped out and the other one went in. Sorry, 2 seconds. It's literally just me on my own, so I just got to try and do it all at the same time.
Football on tonight's Monday night football.
Only game on though, is it? Tonight?
No, annoyingly.
There was one that was on later on
Saturday, wasn't it?
There was 2 games, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, the 8:30 on Saturday night after watching that dreadful 5:30 game.
That was good, that.
Useless, mate. I hate West Ham.
The best game was the 12:30 kickoff, but that's quality.
He'll agree with you.
Yes, he will.
I thought that's the best I've seen us play for a long time.
Yeah, we watched the first half in the bar at Bucker still.
Right. Well, welcome to the Reposs Non-League Show, and we're back for the next 50 minutes or so. And of course, joining me tonight, really pleased to say, he's the guys from Great Waking Rovers, and of course, manager Marcus, and of course, player Ben. Welcome, guys.
Hello,
mate.
Thanks for having us.
No worries at all. I mean, start off. I was talking. I don't know how many people picked up on what we were talking about beforehand, but I mean, FA Cup wise, draw. I know you guys are not in it, but we had. I had the draw sent to me today. I mean, we've spoken about a couple of the ones that were quite interesting. And I mean, I'm looking at some of them down there. We spoke about the Waltham Abbey game, Waltham Abbey against Morden and Tiptree. Two teams basically, trying to get up there and getting them towards the promotion out of step four. But you've got Enfield Town versus a surprise team in the Southern League, Quorn. That'll be quite an interesting game as well. AFC Flying versus Darlington. But it's some big ties. I mean, as a manager though, Marcus, is it this sort of time when you get to this sort of like third qualifying round that you're starting to maybe start thinking a little bit about the first round proper, because you've only got sort of two ties to go?
Yeah, I think if I was in it, you'd probably want a team from lower than you at this stage now, because I think you'd sort of start looking ahead, thinking, oh, if we can get past them and then get past the next ones, you could end up with a massive tie. But yeah, I think at this stage to be still in the competition is just a win for your step four, and if there's any step five clubs in it, I'm not sure if there's any left in it now. But yeah, it's a big thing now, I suppose.
Ben, yourself, do you look at that as well?
Yeah, I think like I said, a bit like what Marcus said, so you obviously want to get good away draws, but I think the longer you can last in the competition, and when the big boys in the National League and obviously the first round comes into play, that's when you want your away days. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice to the likes of Woodford, I think the only step five team in it or something, to get Bury away, but obviously they want to do their best and like I say, get a National League tie where they can play hopefully away from home. But I think it's just
They got St Albans at home if they win tonight.
Is that what it is? St Albans home.
Yeah, St Albans at home. Yeah.
I mean, it's a great. Played there a couple of times. It's a great stadium. Thousands of fans there, so that'd be a great away day.
You got Chelmsford City going all the way down to Alvechurch. You got Peterborough Sports playing Harbour Town. That'll be a good game, even though one step two, one step three. That'll be a tough.
Bill Brown's just gone in there, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Brown's in there. Yeah, that'll be a tough old game as well. Hemel Hempstead versus Sporting Calzer or Hartford. We'll come back to that game later, but as you said, Jersey Bulls or Worthing going to go to play Wimborne Town.
Yeah, wow.
So God, his last name's going to escape me. Do you remember the Carlisle game when the keeper came up and scored the winner?
I do. Jimmy Glass.
Well, he's actually director of football down at Wimborne Town.
Oh wow!
So that'll be an interesting one. And Hampton and Richmond Borough got the tie that I wanted for Waltham Abbey, and they go to Wales to play Merthyr. So that'll be an interesting tie as well.
Yeah.
Nice long trip.
Yeah, nice people, really nice people, as people have seen when they come on the show on a regular basis. They're really nice people. But one of those grounds where one stand's really sort of oldie worldy, and the other side's really ultra modern. And they've even got like as you come out the tunnel onto the right hand side, they've even got like a memorial garden behind the back of the goal. There's a stand there, and then behind the back of that is you can actually physically see it. There's no roof on the stand on that end. There's a memorial garden one end, and then there's a really sort of flashy stand at the other end on the left. 4G surface, and as you pull into the ground, into the car park, the ground, realistically, the way it looks from the outside, you could easily say it was a League One sort of ground. The way it's actually shows itself on the outside as you go into the car park. It's very flash on the outside, but it'll be a good game for there. I think it'll be quite a tough game. But you've got Dorking Wanderers going to Salisbury as well after they had a good win at the weekend as well. But I suppose one of the other things before we go on to Great Wakering, I suppose one of the sad things in non-league football over the last few weeks is the amount of what's the word I'm looking for? There's been a lot of games starting to get abandoned because of the discrimination, etc., etc. And I mean, is that getting worse? Do you think, Marcus, is it really now starting to sort of seep into our game?
Yeah, I think I think social media has probably exploited it a little bit more now. It's so hot. I see there was a game in the FA Cup the other day. I think you just mentioned Sporting Cows. I think that was abandoned, wasn't it, for discrimination? I think it's happening. It seems to be happening more and more, but I don't know if it's happening more and more or there's just more exploitation of it. But yeah, it's not a good look for the game at all. It's definitely giving it a bit of a bad name, to be honest.
It just seems it's just one of those things you just don't need, do you? Because normally you get to non-league football and you'll get half time the away side goes from one end and goes up to the other end, and the other team, you see them sort of swapping different sides of the ground and all that sort of stuff. And it's that sort of like friendly nature that makes non-league football, isn't it?
It's not something you should be talking about anymore. It should have been kicked out years ago. But unfortunately, there's just some silly individuals that are still out there that still think it's acceptable, and it's clearly not.
Mm. Have you had it been in a game yourself like recently where it's happened or not, or you've heard anything?
No, I don't think I've ever been involved in any game playing or managing. I don't think I've ever been part of that. I don't know how it would be, to be honest. I'll just say I wouldn't like to be in that situation. So yeah, the longer I stay away from that, the better for me.
Ben, have you had any experience of it?
Nah, I haven't. To be fair, I was just trying to think. But no, I've not. I've never had a problem with anything. And touch wood, I never have to have that problem with or
Definitely.
involved in it.
Definitely. But I mean, guys, with the club itself, I mean, it seems to be going really, really well this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good start. Results wise have been decent. Performances have been a little bit up and down. But I've said before on other YouTubes and podcasts and stuff that for me, results are the thing that matters. Performance comes second. If you can get a result without playing well, then who cares? At the end of the day, it doesn't say that on the scoreline. So, but we had a really, really good performance last weekend against Saffron Walden. We won 6-1, which set a really high bar. Unfortunately, we didn't reach that bar this weekend, but we still managed to get 3 points against a tough Bucker still. So yeah, it's going well so far.
And of course, you're still in that competition that avoided you. You're still in the Vars. So, I mean, is it your year this year?
I'll let Sergi answer that if you want.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, I think we've got a massive chance. To be honest, I think we do quite well with cup competitions. Obviously, we've done well in the league, but if you look back at our cup success, we've got quite a strong knitted group, and sometimes you need that edge and the camaraderie to get you over lines when you're going to ties like Worcester a couple of years ago, where we're massive underdogs. So I don't see why we can't have another go at it again. And yeah, fingers crossed. But we go there again, third time lucky.
Well, Ben, I've asked Marcus the question a few times, and he's always answered the question quite well. I mean, for you though, that couple of years ago, what was that like getting that sort of semi-final and then getting to Wembley itself?
Yeah, I mean, it was surreal. Like the Worcester game, this obviously Wembley itself was unbelievable. The day out, staying up there, the coach, getting a coach not even a mile, like from the hotel to the ground that's not even a mile away, was unbelievable. The 2 legs away to Worcester, I think, is what was the best about it. Obviously, no one really plays 2 legs anymore, like unless you're playing higher or cup competitions higher up. But to play 2 legs was and their ground, and then obviously to bring it back to ours and do it in front of our fans was it was moments you're not going to have many of in your career.
But even though it didn't go your way on the day, though, Ben, is it something you still cherish? Cherish dearly in your career. And have you ever watched it back?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I actually watched it back the next day. To be honest, it's the first thing I'd done was sit down and it was actually at the time I've watched it once, and that was the time that like I say, I got back, and the next day I watched it. The first thing I'd done was sit there for 90 minutes and watched it. And at the time, like, you're heartbroken, and you're like, could I have done this? Could I have done that? And obviously, even now, if you watched it again, I would still think personally, and as a collective, we could have done better. But it's not many people are going to say that they've played at Wembley or walked out as captain as Wembley ever in their career, to be honest. And I mean, that in itself you have to cherish, and that's why it's behind me on my wall. I've framed it up on my wall. So yeah, it's moments you live for, and something you can explain to or show your kids as and when you grow older. Not many will be able to.
I suppose it is one of those days, isn't it, where you're not going to forget it. Whatever the result, it's just something that you hope to get there again. But it's some people say it's probably once in a lifetime, and whatever else. But even for me, I was there, and for me it was probably one of the greatest days of my life. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was a fantastic day. But it's it's that sort of scenario. How did you sort of, I suppose for Marcus, how did you sort of pick everybody up from that? From that day, and of course last year you won a couple of trophies. You a couple of trophies last year.
Yeah, we won a cup double last year. Yeah, yeah. Picking everyone up after that. Well, yeah, that was tough because we left. I think we left 4 or 5 people out of the squad the night before, which was tough. But we wanted them to still be part of the whole. They was all part of the journey. Really, really tough. So obviously that played. I'll be honest, that my night before was kind of like dampened because I'm waiting and I'm going. Right, I've got to talk to people. I've got to leave them out of the squad. That was tough. And then obviously on the day with you could only use 3 subs out of the 7. We had to take a sub keeper because obviously, yeah, if your keeper gets injured on that stage, you could look a little bit silly. So we've brought a keeper in who's not part of any squad that in the season. So you're leaving another one on the bench. So it was tough. Obviously, I've spoke not much on it before, but obviously I got a bit of backlash after the game. I won't go too much into it. I've done it before, and yeah, that's for another time away from the screen this time. So it was tough for me, and then yeah, picking the players back up after. I was desperate to keep as many as I could behind. To keep as many as I could to go again the following season. But obviously, some moved on, which I understood. It was tough, but we kept a good core. And then during the season, I think 3 or 4 maybe even come back because they moved on and found that it wasn't what they wanted or expected. So yeah, a lot of them come back, which was nice. It shows that we've built something good. And then yeah, we had a decent season. Playoffs, really, really disappointed to lose in the way we did, but we played against a really good side that just didn't give up, to be honest. And if you're winning 1-0 in the 92nd minute of a playoff game, you can't lose it. But we did. We won 2 cups, so it sort of it helped definitely, and it certainly helped with keeping 95% of the squad this year, and we've started well this year. We've added a few lads to it that have, I think, give us that extra bit that we needed. So yeah, we'll see how this season goes, but we just determined to win anything and everything we can.
Mm. So who was, for people that won't know, who was it you lost to in that semi final?
We lost to Woodford Town. We went 1-0 up, second half penalty. And then we played all right. They didn't have too many chances. And then we 92nd minute, a long throw went into the box. Our forward tried to clear it while he was defending. It hit someone's leg and went in. And then all the momentum sort of shifted towards Woodford. And then the guy, 96th minute, lightning quick down the wing, crosses the ball, takes a few bobbles, and yeah, he finishes it. Really, really gutted. But if anything, it's made probably the group stronger. It's made me probably stronger as a character. So yeah, we're back to hopefully skip the playoffs this year and win it. But we know it's really tough. This league is seriously underrated with how tough it is. We could play Woodford one week and someone down the bottom the next week, and there's no difference sometimes. It really ain't. It's a really tough league. You can go anywhere and win, and you can go anywhere and lose.
Because you've got big people in, as you said, you've still got Woodford Town in there who probably, in the same sort of sense as yourself, feel that they should be in the division above, and you got that old stalwart in Craig Edwards down at Barking as well that will be like a dog with a bone to make sure that he gets up as well.
As I say, it's a really tough league. Woodford are a real top side, and it shows with their progression in the FA Cup, bringing Berry back. I think Berry are step 3 now, so that shows how good they are. Barking with Craig Edwards and what he's got around him, they're always going to be there or thereabouts. And then you got your other sides that we played. Housted the other week. They beat us 2-0. They was excellent, and they've from struggling a little bit last year. They've stuck together. They've not really gone mad with signing players. They've brought a couple in. A really really good management team. Really nice guy, their manager. And yeah, they're flying. I think they're third at the moment. So I know it's early days and you can't really look at league tables, but it's going to be a real difficult league. Even to get in the playoffs is going to be really really difficult. We know that we can't switch off.
I mean, you got the next game, of course, is Cannons Wood. I mean, again, is that going to be a difficult game? If I'm right in saying what they step below.
Yeah, they're a step below. They're not having the best of times at the moment, but I think their manager left last week, so anything could happen. They could bring any manager in who can bring any players he wants in. So we can't underestimate anyone. We'll go there with our game plan. We'll do our research, watch what we can watch. But we went to watch him. Bunny, the assistant manager, went to watch him 2 weeks ago. And since then, I think most of the players that played in that game are not there now. So it'll be tough because we don't know what to expect, to be honest. So we will go there and do what we can do, and hopefully we can get the job done and move on to the next round.
Quite a few of the managers I speak to say sort of get to that sort of frustrating part as well, where they say they go and see a team because they know they've got them coming up in a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden, before they know what's going on, either the manager's gone or something happens, and the team when it comes down is completely different to what he was expecting. That's another one of those sort of non-league things that's a bit of a nightmare, and it's to try and do scouting because you just never know who's going to turn up on the pitch.
It is tough. We between the management team with me, Bunny, Keezy, and Aaron, we watch as much as we can. Whatever we can get hold of, we'll watch. We'll go and watch teams. We've got someone who goes and watches games for us, which helps. But as you say, like what we watch tonight could be completely different on Saturday. So it's sort of step five is not too bad. Step six is there's a bit more change, and then when you go up to your step four is where we want to be. I think it's a little bit easier to get your scouting sort of stuff done there because there's not too much change.
Mm. Well, I know they were talking about it on the manager's view that I do on a Sunday, and they were talking, the Wolverhampton Home manager, Ware manager, and the Welling Garden City manager. They were sort of talking about it, saying that they've done scouting before now, and they think they know what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden everything completely changes, and you just think, Struth, it's a nightmare. I know the Abbey have got Tilbury tomorrow night, but of course Welling Garden City have got them in the trophy on Saturday. So, once in a while, I'm going to go and watch that game, etc., 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 hoping that, they don't bring anybody in the meantime.
Yeah. It's non-league really. That is probably the perfect way to sum non-league up. You just don't know what happens from one week to the next.
I mean, with it though, is it still at the minute the VAR still sort of regionalised for the time being?
Yeah, I think it's regionalised till real late stages. To be honest, I think last year we went to Whitchurch Allport. I think that was last 16. It may have even been the last 32. That's when I think it stops getting regionalised. Like so, I think for the first sort of 5 or 6 rounds, it's regionalised. Yeah,
Was that a disappointment last year that you got taken out of that competition last year?
yeah, really disappointing to be honest. It was yeah, well, we it was a competition that we believed that we could go far in it again, but yeah, we lost first round we come into it, which I think was a first proper round. Um, and yeah, we lost to Great Yarmouth, which was really disappointing. We lost on penalties in the end. Yeah, but we had yeah, it wasn't the best game, but we've learned to say every loss we get, we learn from, and hopefully we can sort of put that right.
And of course, I think Romford went out the same round as well, didn't they? I think you both the finalists went out in the same.
Yeah, really early. That
Right.
probably ain't happened before, but yeah, it happened, and it was disappointing. But yeah, in the end, we had a good season. So, but hopefully we can, yeah, hopefully we can do well in it again this year. As I say, with the squad that we've assembled, um, I feel like we're very well equipped to go far in the competition again, and there's no reason why not. But there is some really good teams at Step Five, not just in our league, in all leagues. It's really tough. But why not? All the teams that we played in that Vars run when we got to the final, believe most of the teams that we played in the latter stages have all now step four,
Yeah.
or I think Whitchurch are now step three, and I think no, sorry, not Whitchurch, Worcester are step three, playing at a massive stadium now with they have 1,000 through the gate every week, so it shows how well we did. But it shows the levels that we've got to get to get anywhere near it again.
Mm. And Ben, I mean, this season, as you said, as the boss said, doing really well. I mean, has it been going as one of the players there? I mean, how do you feel the season's gone for you so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's going really well. I think like what Marcus said, results wise, we've been well. Obviously, I missed the first few games due to suspension, but obviously coming back in, I think our performances haven't been at the very top, but we've been getting results. A couple of results we've obviously let ourselves down with, but if said after 7 games played, you'd be top of the league. I think you'd take that. And listen, like what Mark said, you're going to drop points. No one's going to be perfect at this level. There's so many different factors, different teams every week, different pitches, different. It's just tough. It's a really tough league, but it's been good. And from a personal perspective, I've beat my goal tally of last year, so this wasn't a tough one, as you might be able to tell. But yeah, it's been going really well. It's going well.
Pitches wise, I mean, what's it like down at Step 5? I mean, have you seen an improvement? Both of you, have you seen an improvement pitches wise over the last, over the last few years?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think yeah, they're much better. I mean, our pitches, credit to the groundsman, have done really well. They've got better every year, but it's more towards Christmas time that there's certain games you go away to is when the pitch. There's only so much the groundsman can do. That's not full time, right? So I'm not saying our pitch. Our pitch is pretty good majority of the year, but certain pitches, not naming names, but it's tough. It plays a factor. It's there rain all day, and you go there on Tuesday night. It's tough, and you have to grind out results. So listen, like I say, it's a tough league. I'd like to say we're not going to drop any more points, but the realistic is we probably will, because it's difficult. It's all different circumstances, but we just got to minimise that as much as possible and get away top of the league for as long as we can and increase the gap for as much as we can.
With it though, is there grounds that you guys look at and think, please don't let it be November, December, January, and February?
Yeah,
yeah, of course there is. Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's
a few, but yeah, that's as Hershey says, they're not full time groundsmen. You're playing at different venues and different. There's some though you don't want to go to around sort of Christmas time, but I feel that the players that we've got and the personnel that we've got, we're well equipped to deal with the bobbly pitches or the wet pitches. I feel like we've got a really good mix of players that can mix it up in any way, shape or form, really.
So if you're going to say one of the teams in the league, and I don't know who, but if you go into the league and one of these pitches is, as you just said, all lumpy and bumpy and all the rest of it, but then you may be going to play, say, just off the top of my head that I know, Romford, who play on the 4G, do you have to change your style for that? And even with players as well, do they change the way they I know it's going to sound a silly thing to say, but maybe even pass the ball or do certain bits? Is there different styles that you have to incorporate if you're playing on those different size pitches?
Definitely, yeah. We've got players that are more better to play on 4G than what there is to play on a mud bath. We've got people that suit a mud bath, but they can also play on a nice pitch. But you've got some that will just adjust better, or they're more equipped for certain situations. And it's the same as Boroughs Park, where lovely pitches that the groundsman's done. A 4G at Romford or a mud bath around Christmas time that we had last year at Benfleet. The pitch was probably sounds sour grapes. We lost 2-0, but the pitch was never ever in a million years playable. But the ref said, playable. Crazy decision, but we wanted to play it. And we come away with no points. I've said I won't get involved with stuff like that no more, because I was sort of on the ref going, no, it's definitely all right, because we were strong. I knew Benfleet had a couple missing, and it backfired. So I don't get involved with that now. But I know that certain players that can adjust to certain conditions, and we've got players that can play on all types, really. But yeah, I think it definitely, personnel wise, as a management team, we'll talk and go, I think he's more suited to this game. It's going to be a bit of a mud bath. He'll be better for that. And I think that must happen in all clubs. I don't know whether a bit lower down the pyramid have got the squad to do it, but we certainly have got the squad to rotate and mix it up to depend on what conditions you're going to face, for sure.
What about you, Ben, playing wise?
Yeah, I think it massively affects your game. I mean, speaking like for myself, it's obviously I like getting on the ball. I like having touches and getting involved. I mean, when you go to a bobbly pitch or a mud bath, it's kind of really have a good touch and hit a good area. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it's more percentage play when you're not going to get the ball down and bop it around. You have to adjust, and like I say, the quicker you can adjust to it, the better you're going to adapt. The better you're hopefully going to get an outcome. But it does massively differ. You go to a 4G, obviously I want to get on the ball and have touches and stuff like that. You go away to a mud bath and it's kind of one touch and try and find a pass, try and hit it in a good area and play percentage football, and stuff like set plays and long throw-ins kind of come massively into play, because it's hard to break down teams when the pitches and the ball bobbling up at your knee.
With it, I mean, what's the furthest journey you guys have got?
Probably Harwich and Parkston, I would think now. Yeah, Little Oakley, Harwich and Parkston. They're probably from Wakering. They're probably an hour and a half.
Right.
So, which isn't too bad.
I mean, I was speaking to managers before and the rest, and I've always said, are you surprised that maybe some of these, the longer journeys that they're not looked at by leagues and turn around and said, well, look, we need to make sure that if you're going, especially if it's a grass pitch, okay, we don't want to put that long trip for Great Wakering down, sort of December, January time when it could get called off and then has to go back onto a Tuesday night. Do you think they should? I know there's a lot of stuff about ground sharing and all this sort of stuff, but do you think that should be looked at as well to say, well, okay, for instance, I know Waltham Abbey have been successful in the FA Cup and the Vars, trophy, and one of those rounds, which was this weekend just gone, they were supposed to play Wroxham at Wroxham. Now they've got to play Wroxham on a Tuesday night. Do you know what I mean? And so they've got to travel to Norfolk for that game. Do you think leagues should physically look at games and instead of actually putting that Wroxham game on a weekend where it was an FA Cup weekend or possible for an FA Cup weekend, they could have shifted it and put it somewhere else? Do you feel that sort of thing where they should make sure that those games are on a Saturday rather than a midweek?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're so. I guess it's really difficult for them. I say they could move that Wroxham game to a Saturday and then move one of their Saturday games to a Tuesday. But then I suppose they've got to look at ground share here, ground share there. It's probably a really difficult job for a fixture secretary. It's certainly not one I'd want to get my teeth stuck into. But fair play to them, and yeah, I guess Wroxham away on a Tuesday night is. I think I'll be working late that one.
I've done it a couple of times. As I said last night, well, I think one of the things when I was with Harlow and I was match day secretary there, the other than your sort of your local games that get played on your bank holidays, when they had likes of Norwich United and Milden Hall and these type of people, Harlow were the next nearest club to Wroxham.
Wow.
So literally that was the first away game of the season, which always fell on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. That one for sure.
I had him away on a Saturday. I'll tell this story. It's quite funny, and hopefully he's not watching. But I was signing for Coggleshaw under Jason Mayer, and I was in the dual reg part with Concord at the time, and we had Wroxham coming up on the Saturday, and I was like, oh crap! And it was actually England-France in the was it World Cup or Euros that we lost when Harry Kane blasted it over, and I'm on the way. He's like, drive there, come start driving, and if it gets done, then great, and if not, I'll call you. And I get onto the A13, and I'm like, please don't get done in time. I hope he's not watching this, but I'm like, please don't get done in time. I can't be asked for 3.5 hours. And I've got to the end, up by the A12 as you go to turn on, and he said it's not done in time. I was like, it's a shame. I was like, I'll see you Tuesday. Drove around the roundabout, went home, went straight to the pub and watched the France-England game. So that was a touch, because I didn't even want to do it on a Saturday, to be honest with you, let alone a Tuesday night.
Well, I know Ali, who's the physio at down at Cray Wanderers, and she had it where I think it was last year or the year before, whenever it was. They had to go up there and got all the way to Dereham when they were playing Dereham. Started warming up, and then the referee turned up and called the game off.
Oh,
so they had to go back up there on a Tuesday night. She wasn't best impressed.
Terrible. It's the worst feeling in the world.
Because the reason it came up was because, again, back to Merthyr. Merthyr had gone and they had an away game against Macclesfield.
Oh, wow.
That was they had from Merthyr to Macclesfield. They won the game, but he didn't get back until I think it was something stupid like 4 o'clock in the morning the day
Oh,
after.
straight to work.
It was just crazy. And then they went to Kings Lynn the week before.
Oh,
I had to go to Kings Lynn, and I was actually in Norfolk at the time when we were coming home as they were heading that way, and their coach broke down an hour and a half away from Kings Lynn.
Oh,
And then literally, they had to try and then find a local coach to take them there. So the local coach turned up, took him to Kings Lynn for the game, played the game, and then when they phoned him up and said, "Look, what time's the coach turning up to come and pick us up?" This was a Saturday game. He
not
went,
coming back.
The earliest the coach can get there is 8 o'clock in the evening."
oh,
Wow.
And then they had to travel all the way back to Wales at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock.
A few drinks were sunk, I reckon.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a wonky coach journey home.
Have you guys ever had anything like that though? Like journeys like that where your coach is broken down or something's happened like, on those sort of sides?
I've never had it. Nah.
I got all the way. I got all the way to when I was at Concord. I got all the way to Bath. Got all the way. Actually, it's actually quite a funny story. I won't say the money, but it was the FA Trophy the year we got to the final, and I think it was the quarterfinals or whatever. We had Bath City away, and we went all the way up there on a. I think it actually got called off, so then it got replayed on the Tuesday. But we went all the way up there on the Tuesday, got there, and it got called off again, waterlogged. And I was only young as I was 16, but like he was like, you can have this if we get through, you get a bonus. And I was like, oh yeah, go on then. And then anyway, it got called off, and I was like, oh my god, I've got to go back, got to go to school. Like I was at college at the time, so we went back home. And then he was like, right, the game's next Tuesday or whatever. And he was like, do you want to come? And I was like, I was never going to play, but I'd be in the squad and obviously get the bonus. I was like, oh no, like Bath were massive favourites against us at the time. I was like, oh no, like, I'm going to stay at home. And there was three of us young lads, and two of us said, oh, we'll stay at home because we're not going to be involved. And one of them went, and we ended up beating them 1-0 at the 89th minute, and he got some nice hefty win bonus. And we're but yeah, going to Bath and getting called off as a long old slap. Got in at like 2-3 o'clock, I think it was. It was because it was rain as well, so it was so hard to drive in. But that was a bad one.
But the worst journey I ever had was going to Concord Rangers.
Oh really?
Just getting onto the it was
getting onto the
County
way.
It was just absolutely hammering it down with rain. It was an Essex County game, and it was just I think they'd already won it 2 years on the bounce, and I think that year they won it again. And we turned up there. It was absolutely sheeting down. I mean, it was unreal. When we got there, it took stupid from Waltham Abbey to Canby. We shouldn't take that long. It took about 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours, just to get there. Got there about half an hour before. Well, no, I think it was about 10 minutes before the team sheet had to go in. Put the team sheet in, hammering down with rain, and Concord beat us 8-1.
Oh,
And it was like,
those are the days of come off.
do you know what I mean? Absolute nightmare of a thing. But I mean, tell us a little bit about, I suppose we'll start with Ben. Tell us a little bit about the lads that are playing at, a Great Waker. Can you tell us a little bit about the squad?
Yeah, I mean, fair play to Marcus and Bunny. I mean, the lads that we've had. I mean, since the Vars, I think we've got a few of the lads, but the boys are great. Like we've not got one bad egg. The lads that Bunny and Marcus recruit, and Aaron and Keezy all recruit. They're all good lads. They're all we're like I say, we're a really close group. We're a bit of a glorified pub team, if I'm honest. We're a bit of tongue in cheek, I say that, but like we'll always have a beer after. We'll all do a social. We're all a really good group, really good players. They're all good lads. There's no bad egg or anything. Everyone who recruits, whether they stay for long, whether they go, they're really good lads. And I think it's a massive part of football, because there's times I've been in changing rooms and I've hated football. You've got 3 lads over there, 3 lads over there, 4 lads over there, just all in their own groups, and it's really not a nice place to be. So I mean, fair play to them, the lads, and to Bunny and Marcus recruited. They're good lads, and a lot of people I play with. You stay in touch with, but they're not really your mates. But a lot of the boys are my pals now, and got a lot of time for them because, like I say, with some of us we've all been playing 3 years together now, so we're a really close group, which is really good.
Well,
sorry, if I jump in there, I think it shows that how good the club is and how good they are as mates. When I think this season we've already had 3 players that have just got their award for 100 games. We've got Whitey, who's I think approaching 200 games. I think Danny Cosington's probably near 100. I think we've got a few more that are close or really close to 100 games. So it shows that how close they are, that none of them really have looked to go elsewhere. I think I've just done over 100 games as well. So I've had these boys now for, this is, well, I'm into my 3rd season. So these boys are into their 3rd seasons. And yeah, I think there's a few more that are approaching their 100 now. And there'll certainly be a few that are well over 50. So it shows that they are a close knit group, and as Serchi says, that we always there after a game. We always have a beer together, and then we haven't got a game this Saturday, so I'd imagine some of the boys will probably end up out together. So well, hopefully we win Friday night, and it'd be a nice drink for them.
Well, if you're looking for a friendly, of course, we're looking for a friendly, just to put it out there, but this weekend. But
yeah, we'll rest that one.
But how sort of strength wise, where would you put your side you got now up against the side that got to the Bars final?
Honestly, I think we are, as a squad, I think we're stronger. Um, we've got a fair sized squad. We're leaving 1 or 2 out every week, which is tough. But we're only doing obviously what's best. But yeah, I think as a squad and as a collective, I believe we're probably stronger than what we was then, if I'm honest. Yeah, we've got one injury who we do miss. I think he gives us a bit of a different dimension, Callum Boylan. We're hoping to see him probably the other side of Christmas now. But yeah, we recruited and we brought some players in that we've had to adjust slightly how we wanted to play. But you only have to look around what we've brought in now. We've brought in players not only big players, but they've played a good level. Alex Teniola, we just signed the Iman Akunja that have played for hashtag. I believe they were probably step 3 when they played for them. So, or they certainly won step 4 when they was there. So yeah, we've recruited. We're really happy with what we've got at the moment. Not really actively looking to sort of bring anyone in at this moment in time. We're happy with where we're at. Obviously, it's tough because there is some players in the squad that are not playing as much as they would like, or probably as much as they probably should be, and they would be if they was at other teams. But they like being part of the squad, and it's about horses for courses. When they get their opportunity, if they take it, they'll stay in. And as people will know that are around the squad, it is tough, but yeah, it does make it easier when they are a tight group for sure.
I mean, Mr. Teniola's a non-league legend. I mean, what's it like having him in the squad?
He's a character. He's a character. It's been tough for him. He come in no pre-season, didn't have a club sorted, so we were sort of playing him. He was doing all right. He was scoring a few goals, and obviously at the same time he's trying to get himself fit. And then he was there, and then he had a little break. He had a bit of time away for a friend's wedding. Come back, played a game, and then he was away with his wife for his anniversary. So yeah, it's just getting that consistency. But yeah, so he's our top scorer at the moment. I think he's on 5, which doesn't sound loads, but when you look at where the goals are spread around the squad, I mean, we've scored 22 goals in our last 5 games. So we've added a lot of goals from midfield this year, which was something that we really wanted to improve, and we have, and we have for sure, definitely.
So, Marcus, tell us a little bit about the club in general. Tell us a little bit about what the club exists of. What other teams have you got, and tell us a little bit about the chairman, etc., etc. I mean, talk for the next few minutes about the club.
Yeah, so it's Really, really nice club, to be fair. Village club. It's a really close village. Everyone knows Great Wakering in the football club in the village, as you see with in the Vars run. Teams wise, there's obviously us, the under 18s, under 16s, and then there's Colts that go all the way down to young. Yeah, chairman. He's a new chairman. He took over at the beginning of last season when the old chairman stepped away. Been spot on, good as gold. Doesn't get involved too much with the football side of things. He just lets us crack on with it. But yeah, if we ever need anything, ask him. Doesn't say no. He's good as gold. Really helpful if you need him. But if I'm honest, he sort of stays out of the way of things, which is um, which is good. It doesn't. There's no sort of like. There's no. He doesn't really put any pressure on. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. He wants to win the league. Wants to get promoted. So yeah, we want to do that as a club. The club want to go up. So yeah, there's no reason why we can't. They're good with us. The lads all the committee. You got all the committee. You got the fans. That it's everyone sort of mixes in together, which is good. It's a really really close club. It's kind of similar to what Arteta done at sort of Arsenal. Really, when he galvanised all the fans. Everyone sort of clubbed in together, and I feel that we've got that sort of bond with everyone at the club. So yeah, he's I played for Wakering. Yeah, probably
1932.
I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, and I always said it was when it comes to certain things. I always said it was a real good club. They don't mess people about. They're just they're proper. And since I've been managing there now, what's it approaching 2 years? Not one issue. I've not had one issue really where I'm like, oh, I'm not sure about that. But no, it is a really really good club. You hear stories about other clubs in non-league, this and that, but nah, not with Wakering. It's done properly. Everything's done really really well. And if I'm honest, it was one of the things that when I got asked if I take the job, I remembered as it was when I was a player, and I thought, yeah, that's for me. That so, and yeah, it's not changed in the 2 years I've been there. And as you can see, that when I was mentioned about the players it reaching their 100 games for the club and 50s and stuff like that. It shows how well run the club is because there isn't much turnover with players. It's not sort of you other clubs where you get a bit of a revolving door at clubs where a new manager knows a lot of players and they're in, they're out. It's quite it's tight, and that's how I prefer it. I prefer working with players that I've known for a long time, and um, we are picky with what we bring in. We do like to do our research. Myself and Bunny, we're sort of the ones that will be talking to players, but then obviously the players sort of talk to their mates. Hence, how Iman Akunja's come in now. He's Alex Teniola's mate. I think they sort of spoke a little bit before, and yeah, I believe that he probably played a huge part in getting him over the line. So yeah, I like to think I'm pretty close with the players. I like to think I'm approachable and they're approachable. I talk to Serchi quite often. It's been said to me by my missus, and I'm pretty sure Serchi's had it from his missus. We talk quite often as a captain. Yeah, we've got a good rapport with each other. So yeah, as I say, I think that filters down from the top of the club to the bottom. To be honest.
I mean, with the club itself, I mean, do you have much contact with sort of the under 18s? So do you go there and watch them play? And if you say it's a little, the club's a little bit like the way Arteta does it at Arsenal. So have you got youngsters that you got possible who coming through? We've got a Dowman or anyone like that coming through at Great Wakering.
Yeah, so I've the under 18s. Are we had one of their players play for us last week in a friendly. Yeah, he's physically he'd be okay in men's football. He'll train with us. And then the under 16s they train at the same time as us. So a few of their boys have trained with us a few times. They had a good lad last year. He trained with us a fair few times, and I wanted to take him for pre-season this year, but he moved on to Averley, which was a massive shame.
You've
I
got
don't know.
as well.
And then we've got Daniel, the keeper. I think he's approaching 16 now, but I tell you, he's a very very good size for a goalkeeper. He trains with us. He trains with a goalkeeper coach, and he's got a serious future. I think. He played for us in a friendly 45 minutes last week. Bit nervous, as you can imagine, but didn't put a foot wrong. So Yeah, we're over there tomorrow night. The under 16s are there, so we may nick one or two to come and train with us. And I think it shows to the other boys that if they're not training with us, oh, there's progression here.
Mm.
And for me, I've always said if you're good enough, you're old enough.
But are you one of these managers that sort of speaks to the sort of under 18s manager, under 16s manager, and says to them, look, I want you to play this style of play, the same as the first team, so it makes it easier for them to sort of, if it's a left back, the left back already knows that position that you want it to play because he's been playing it under 16s and under 18s.
Yeah, not so much in depth as that. I'm not one. I don't want to sort of come across as I'm dictating to them. I'll be honest. I've watched the under 16s more than what I've watched the 18s. But yeah, the 18s is certainly something I'd like to sort of get more into. But yeah, obviously we're together on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I play myself sometimes on a Sunday. So and then I've obviously got a sort of balance family time in there as well. So it is difficult, but yeah, I'm in dialogue with the under 16s manager quite often, and the under 18s manager. We've made contact this season a few times, and funny enough, the one who played for us last week, it was his boy, who I'm definitely want to see more of. And yeah, getting over to watch the under 16s, the under 18s more is something that I want to be able to do as much as I can. They play sometimes quite local to me, so if I can pop over there, I'll definitely do it. Or one of the management team will pop over, or Whitey don't mind going and watch some games. Occasionally, part of the squad, he's watched the under 16s a few times with us. So yeah, it's definitely something that I'd like to do more. But in terms of formations and stuff, I wouldn't like to dictate. If we was going to take anyone to play for us, I would give it a few weeks before we sort of throw them in. But if they're good enough, they'll adjust quick enough. I think they're good listeners and they train with us uh, often enough, so they know what we want.
Mm. So if you're still playing it here and there, do you still get a little bit nervous if you're going to go and play in a cup game, just in case you get yourself cup tied again?
Well, I can let Sergi take over with this one because I actually brought myself on in a cup game the other week. But yeah,
Oh, don't stop! Please don't start him off. He's a long throw merchant. He is. He's like Rory Delap, mate. We was 5-1 down in the Essex Senior Cup, and you must have seen it. It was 82nd minute or something, and it was still 5-1, and he subbed himself on, and I mean, he started lobbing these balls. I don't know how he moved the next day and how he's not in a wheelchair because the next day he was lobbing these balls in the box, and we ended up winning 6-5. We scored 5 goals in 10 minutes.
it was the craziest game of football I've ever been involved in.
Who was that against? I can remember the score, but I can't remember who it was
We
against.
played May and Baker. The third day absolutely destroyed us first half. Destroyed us. We was 5-0 down at half time. Was it 5-0? No, 5-1, 5-1 down
5-1.
at half time. I've gone in the change room. I've never lost my temper so much. People heard me the other side of the stadium. And then we made a few changes at half time, and nothing really sort of improved in that first 10 minutes. So we made the last 3 subs. I was on the bench because someone pulled out just before the game because they was ill. And yeah, me, Searchy, and one other. No, I think you come on at half time, didn't you?
Yeah, coming at half time.
And then yeah, we made the last 3 subs, and yeah, 5-1 down in the 80th minute, and then won it in the 94th minute or something. It was crazy. Yeah, it was wild.
So you still in the Essex Cup this year?
Yeah, we've got West Essex away next Tuesday, so yeah, it'll be a tough game. But as I say, it's another cup. It's a really good cup. But cup football for me is, I always say, it's a bit of a bonus. We will make sort of changes here and there if we need to sort of freshen things up. But the league is our bread and butter. But Essex Senior Cup is definitely a cup that we'd like to go far in if we can. And then obviously the League Cups now for us are probably a little bit more incentive because we're the holders, so we want to win them both again.
Mm. So how seriously, because this always used to be when I was at Harlow and stuff, it always used to be my biggest bugbear that it felt like you never ever used to take the Essex Senior Cup seriously. Do you know what I mean? You go in there and you look at the team that the manager would put out and you think, oh, why are we not playing the strongest team? Do you know what I mean? We'll go next week when we go in the FA Cup and we'll play the strongest team when we're never going to win the FA Cup. We're never going to win the FA Trophy, but we can win the Essex Senior Cup, especially like, we went to South, I think Southend came to us one year and we went to them the following year and beat them both times. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, we could win this. What, just plays. So how seriously do you take that Essex Senior Cup? Do you try and put all your strongest players out to try and win it, or is it?
I want to win every cup, but I honestly believe, and people will say, "Yeah, you're just saying it's because your squad." I genuinely believe that we can make 4 or 5 changes to our starting 11, and it doesn't make it really doesn't make a difference. You only have to look at the bench we have on occasions. I look at it and I go, "How are these boys not starting? They should be starting at every Step 5 club." But I think it just shows how strong the squad really is. But yeah, for me, Essex Senior Cup is one that. Probably after the FA Cup and the Vars, that's probably the next one. And then, as I say, the League Cups that you're in, they're a bit of a bonus cup, but one that you can sort of rotate and give some boys minutes and give them an opportunity. And that's what we done last year. And it worked. So because these boys that are coming in, they've got a point to prove. It's an opportunity for them to take, and if they take it, they give you a serious headache for the league game on the Saturday. And last year, I think it drove competition for places, and I think that's probably what drove us to doing well.
I've got one sort of semi-serious question to ask Ben, because and if anybody watches the manager's view on a Sunday night, you will know the conversation that we had last night with the likes of Paul Halsey around this subject. But how frustrated would you be if all of a sudden your manager Marcus turns around and says, "Oh, so I'm not here next week. I'm going away on holiday"?
Well, it wouldn't ever happen, to be fair to him, because he doesn't do any holidays during the season. But I mean, it's not. It wouldn't be ideal, but it's like I said, it's a balance of. He's got to balance his life as well. It's not a full-time job that he's getting paid by, so you understand. And we've got the likes of Bunny who would step in, and if he was away, vice versa. So, I mean, yeah, it's not ideal. It's like the same as a player. It's never ideal when people take holiday during the season, but at the same time, it's not your full-time job. And what's that? It's not your full-time job, and you have to enjoy your life as well. Football takes up a lot of your life, and I don't think you realise that. Like, I mean, we've started our season July 28th or something this year, and it's meant to start a season in July.
Would you fine him?
Would I fine? Yeah. It's got to be a fine, 100%. I think it should be a fine. If you're going to go away, no problem. But it should be a fine. I'm actually on the committee, and I forgot to put it on there this year, so it's kind of hard.
I'll tell you what, it'd be a serious fine pot if we did have holidays on there, because we've had a few.
Yeah, the problem is we've had a lot.
The owner would be bankrupt.
It would be. He ain't the only one either.
But he's he would be getting fined. Yeah, lead by example. So if he is going away, I don't think he is.
He's not. He's not going away. He's not going away.
Listen, guys, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. I really do. Wish you all the very, very best for the rest of the season, and hopefully speak to you again later in the season when you're only points away from winning that league and getting back into Step 4.
No worries. Thanks for having us, mate.
Appreciate it. Cheers, Dave. Thanks,
Cheers.
mate.
Yeah, bye-bye.
See ya.